I was only 7 when this happened, but it always feels like right now. My tata raises her blouse and shows me her stomach. It's so big it rests on her large thighs. Her skin is golden and soft, and sometimes, when she holds me close and kisses me, her body feels like a plastic bag filled with warm water. She only has a few teeth left, and she smiles between them. Tata's hands are like wood because she has arthritis. They're thick and brown and dry, and she can hardly move them, except for when she's preparing ajin, which is what we call dough. Tata places both her hands under the base of her stomach and she lifts. She reveals to me 11 scars that look like train tracks running in different directions, just below her belly button. She points to one and she says in Arabic, "This is your father Jibril." Then she points to another and says, "Here is your uncle Uhud." Then she points to another and another and another, and she lists her other 3 sons, Osama, Ibrahim, and the youngest, Ali. Then my tata points at 2 more scars and says, "Here are the girls, Amina and Yasmin." She hesitates before she names the scar that belongs to the 3rd daughter. She says, "This is Mariam." Then my grandmother's smile withers and her few teeth look like they might fall out when she points at the final 3 scars and says, "Here are Firaz, Khalil, and Shahrazad." They died before we left Lebanon. Most of my tata's children still live with her in a house that belonged to my grandfather. His name was Bani Adam. Every day my father reminds me that it was my grandfather's house. He says, "We are Bet Adam," which means we are the house of Adam. The house is in Alexandria. People sometimes think because we're Arabs that I mean the city in Egypt. But the Alexandria we're from is actually a suburb in the Sydney's inner west. It has no sides. It's joined on left and right to our neighbours' houses. This is normal in Alexandria. It's a small yellow brick double-storey house across the road from Alexandria Park and Alexandria Oval. It's on Copeland Street. Next door, on the right-hand side, is a hair salon that belongs to an Aussie guy named Chuck. 1 minute up the road is Erskineville train station. Down behind us is my school, Alexandria Public School. My siblings and I aren't allowed to go to school on our own. We wait for my mum or dad to pick us up. Sometimes we wait for hours. We aren't allowed to go to the corner shop that's 100 meters down the road on our own either. Shadi and Rima own the shop. They're the only Arabs in Alexandria, but they're not from the tribe. They're Christian. That's the best we can hope for around here. I asked my dad once if I could go to Shadi and Rima's by myself. "Do you know what'll happen if someone took you?" he said. "They'll play with your bum." I laughed my heart out. There's a yellow brick fence as you enter through the rusted gate to the house. The gate is the same height as a regular door and it's painted dark orange. 3 steps and you're at the front door. The door is made from old thin wood, painted brown. When it opens, you'll find my mum and dad's room on the right-hand side of the corridor. I'm not allowed in there unless they're in there too. My dad says it's disrespectful to go into your parents' room. Sometimes he'll take a nap in the afternoon and I might go in and lie down next to him. I can't sleep though. There's too much light coming from the window above his bed. I just lie there and stare at the 3 old wardrobes lined up in front of me. I used to think they were made entirely out of wood until I noticed them peeling at the corners.